Best wishes to you, beloved listener. Today is a day to understand a secret principle that can unlock divine multiplication in your financial life. Many people receive blessings but fail to maximize them because they share too soon. When money comes from God, keeping it private allows the flow to expand exponentially. Say Amen. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom, and it protects the blessing while heaven works behind the scenes. The act of keeping your financial breakthrough private creates a spiritual environment where abundance can grow. When you announce your blessings too early, human reactions like envy, doubt, or criticism can block the flow. But when you remain silent, the blessing moves freely, guided by God's power rather than human attention. Your discretion amplifies the miracle. Faith and secrecy work hand in hand. When no one knows, your trust in God becomes the foundation for your increase. You learn to rely on Him rather than seek validation or praise from others. This kind of faith is strong, unwavering, and able to attract greater supernatural provision because it is rooted purely in divine connection. God often delivers money through unexpected sources. It may appear as a gift, an opportunity, a debt cancellation, or a promotion. The key is to recognize these blessings quietly and receive them in faith without broadcasting them. By doing so, you allow heaven to multiply the blessing without interference, and doors that others cannot see begin to open for you. Secrecy also teaches patience. Waiting to share your breakthrough tests your ability to trust God completely. Patience ensures that the money is received, multiplied, and sustained. Heaven honors the faithful heart that waits silently for the full manifestation of the blessing, and the results often surpass imagination. By keeping your breakthrough private, you protect your blessings from pride. Human attention can tempt you to boast, which diminishes the spiritual impact of the money. Humility allows the blessing to grow in depth and longevity. True increase is not just in quantity, but in the spiritual capacity to handle abundance wisely. Silent faith also enhances gratitude. Receiving money quietly allows your heart to fully appreciate the source, God Himself. When you acknowledge Him privately, your relationship with Him deepens and your blessings are multiplied because heaven delights in a grateful heart. Generosity in secrecy magnifies your reward. When you give without seeking recognition, God multiplies the return. Hidden acts of faith and charity create spiritual momentum that attracts more blessings. Keeping your increase private ensures that your giving remains pure and aligned with heaven's economy. Secrecy provides spiritual protection. By not announcing your breakthroughs prematurely, you avoid envy, skepticism, and interference from others who might unintentionally hinder your progress. Heaven's favor flows freely to those who exercise discretion and wisdom in receiving their blessings. Finally, remember this: the most powerful financial miracles often happen quietly. Trust God, stay humble, and keep your blessing private. The less you boast, the more God multiplies. Your discretion becomes a key that unlocks continued supernatural increase, and what you receive in silence has the potential to grow into abundance beyond imagination. Faith without validation strengthens your connection with God. When no one knows about your financial breakthrough, Your reliance is on God alone, not on human approval. This kind of faith is pure, unwavering, and powerful, capable of attracting supernatural increase beyond natural means. Human praise can distort the flow of blessings. When you seek recognition for what God provides, the spiritual momentum may slow. True faith exercised quietly activates heaven's economy in ways that public declaration cannot. The less validation you seek, the more freely the blessing multiplies. Discretion encourages spiritual maturity. Handling unexpected wealth requires wisdom, humility, and self-control. By keeping your breakthrough private, you allow your character to align with the responsibility of managing abundance. The blessing becomes a tool for growth rather than a cause for pride. Faith in silence trains your heart to trust unseen sources. The money you receive comes not from human efforts alone, but through God's divine orchestration. By not telling anyone, you reinforce your belief in His provision, preparing you for even greater financial doors to open. Keeping your blessing private prevents envy and negative influence. When others do not know, there is no room for jealousy, criticism, or discouragement to interfere. The flow of wealth remains unobstructed, allowing heaven's favor to continue moving freely in your life. Patience in secrecy builds anticipation and strengthens your spiritual resolve. Waiting without telling anyone tests your trust and readiness. Every day of silent faith increases your capacity to receive larger sums and greater opportunities when God chooses to release them. Secrecy ensures the longevity of your blessing. Public announcement may attract unnecessary attention, distraction, or pressure. Quiet reception allows the financial breakthrough to stabilize, grow, and multiply according to God's perfect plan, without interference from human perspectives. Faith without validation encourages gratitude. Since no human eyes witness your breakthrough, your focus is on God, deepening your appreciation for His provision. This gratitude strengthens your spiritual connection, which in turn attracts continued increase. Silence allows you to observe and discern divine timing. When blessings arrive, you are able to evaluate them carefully, make wise decisions, and steward the increase effectively. By not rushing to share with others, you align your actions with heaven's timing. Finally, trust in God's process completely. Faith exercised quietly, without validation, opens channels for sustained financial growth. The blessing remains protected, multiplies without limit, and prepares you to handle future opportunities wisely. The less attention you seek, the more God's supernatural favor flows. God often delivers money through unexpected sources. It may come as gifts, promotions, cleared debts, new contracts, or opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. These provisions are part of heaven's design, perfectly timed to meet your needs and fulfill His purpose in your life. Recognizing these blessings requires spiritual attentiveness. Many miss the flow of God's provision because they are focused on conventional or expected sources of income. By staying alert and sensitive to God's guidance, you become aware of opportunities that others overlook. The key to receiving these unexpected funds is readiness. God sends them when you are prepared spiritually and mentally to manage them. Preparation involves obedience, integrity, and a willingness to act on His instructions. The more aligned you are with His will, the easier it is for these blessings to reach you. Unexpected blessings often test your faith. They appear suddenly, sometimes in ways that challenge your expectations. By trusting God and embracing the unknown, you demonstrate a heart of obedience and readiness, which positions you for further increase. Keeping these blessings private ensures their growth. Public announcements can invite envy, doubt, or resistance, which may reduce the impact of the miracle. By receiving silently, you allow the full power of God's provision to multiply without hindrance. Faith combined with discretion enhances the blessing. When you act with trust, humility, and secrecy, heaven's favor flows more freely. This combination creates a spiritual momentum that attracts additional opportunities and resources, often in ways you could never have predicted. Unexpected funds are a reminder of God's sovereignty. They confirm that your supply does not depend solely on human effort or planning. God's economy operates on principles far beyond our understanding, and His methods often exceed natural logic. When these funds arrive, use them wisely. Strategic stewardship ensures that the blessing multiplies and continues to impact your life positively. Wisdom in managing unexpected wealth transforms a temporary miracle into long-term provision. Secrecy also allows you to witness God's hand clearly. When no one else is aware, the source and purpose of the blessing remain evident to you, strengthening your faith and reinforcing your dependence on God rather than people. Finally, unexpected financial blessings are not random. They are divinely orchestrated to guide, equip, and expand you. By receiving them quietly, acting in faith, and stewarding wisely, you position yourself for continual increase and for greater miracles that follow in God's perfect timing. Generosity in secret is a powerful principle that multiplies blessings beyond imagination. When you give quietly, without seeking recognition, you align your heart with God's will and create a spiritual momentum that attracts more increase. Hidden giving protects the purity of your act. Public acknowledgement can dilute the spiritual impact of generosity, turning it into a performance rather than a faith-driven action. By giving in secret, your blessings remain spiritually charged and multiply freely. Silent generosity cultivates humility. When you give without expecting praise, your heart becomes more aligned with God's purposes, allowing the financial blessing to grow and sustain itself. Humility ensures that your abundance is not hindered by pride or distraction. Secret giving also develops trust. By acting without acknowledgement, you demonstrate confidence that God sees and rewards your faith. This trust activates the unseen realms of provision and strengthens your relationship with heaven. Generosity attracts favor. When you release resources in quiet faith, angels are dispatched to ensure the increase returns to you multiplied. The act of giving in secrecy creates a cycle of blessing that far exceeds the initial amount. Even small acts of hidden generosity have exponential effects. Each quiet seed sown produces returns that may appear unexpectedly in different areas of your life, demonstrating that heaven's economy operates differently from human logic. Discreet Generosity prevents envy and interference. When others do not know, there is no room for jealousy, competition, or discouragement to block the flow of blessing. This protection allows your financial increase to continue unhindered. Faithful, quiet giving strengthens character. It teaches patience, reliance on God, and the understanding that true wealth is spiritual as well as material. Your heart matures alongside your resources, preparing you to steward greater abundance wisely. Consistency in hidden generosity builds long-term favor. Regular acts of giving in secrecy accumulate spiritual credit, creating a lasting foundation for continued increase and financial breakthroughs in your life. Finally, secret generosity transforms your entire financial journey. By giving without attention or expectation, you invite heaven to multiply your blessings continuously. Each act becomes a doorway to greater opportunities, financial miracles, and divine favor that lasts a lifetime. Patience and stewardship are essential for sustaining financial breakthroughs. When God provides unexpected money, how you manage it determines whether the blessing multiplies or diminishes. Waiting with wisdom ensures the full impact of the provision is realized. Patience allows your faith to mature. It teaches you to trust God's timing rather than seeking immediate gratification or recognition. By exercising restraint, you prepare your heart and mind to handle larger amounts of wealth responsibly. Stewardship is a spiritual principle. God entrusts resources to those who demonstrate integrity and responsibility. Managing your blessings wisely, even in secret, ensures that the increase continues to grow and bless others in alignment with divine purpose. Faithful patience strengthens resilience. Life may present challenges, debts, or financial pressures, but those who trust God without rushing or boasting maintain the flow of supernatural provision. Obstacles become stepping stones rather than hindrances. The combination of patience and secrecy protects the blessing. By not announcing your breakthrough or reacting impulsively, you prevent envy, doubt, and human interference from blocking the increase. Heaven's favor flows freely to those who act with discretion. Stewardship also multiplies opportunities. Those who manage their resources wisely are positioned to receive more. God opens doors to investments, business growth, and unexpected returns when you demonstrate careful planning and obedience. Patience deepens gratitude. When you wait quietly for full manifestation, you appreciate the source of every blessing, God Himself. Gratitude strengthens your faith, aligns your spirit with heaven's economy, and invites continued increase. Even small actions of wise stewardship have compounding effects. Budgeting, giving, and investing in God, honoring ways create spiritual momentum. Each careful decision becomes a seed that produces more blessings than initially expected. Consistency in patience and responsible management ensures long-term prosperity. Temporary windfalls become permanent streams of abundance when handled with faith, discretion, and wisdom. This approach aligns with God's principles of multiplication. Finally, patience and stewardship prepare you for future miracles. By waiting in faith, acting wisely, and keeping blessings private, you create an environment where financial increase is protected, multiplies exponentially, and flows continuously. The blessing you steward today sets the stage for unstoppable provision tomorrow.